inside the gutter. Knock off when you open your mouth. Discrimination in entertainment, and you're talking about one Guyana. When the Ministry of Culture keep the big shows, one set of girls and banner. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how we will set up. The people fed up. Every picture you take and promise you make, everything you do is about clouds. Then you come into me for I shake your hand, there's nothing to smile about. Corruption inside every sector, but when it comes to them they send you. Try investigate efficiency, right? Go talk to Barretons too. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how we will set up. The people fed up. I done fed up on the dirty water, low pressure, want scream and tell somebody. Imagine 1500 US and they're telling me super salary. I done fed up on the unemployment racism and the lie they say one Guyana. Cause when you look with the oil money going, circulate with one set of banner. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how we will set up. The people fed up.
There and fabricate that. Unless you say who the person is, I can't comment on anonymous people.
Okay, well, let's talk about specific individuals. What is your relationship with Mr. Su Jurong?
Su? Oh, Su? My relationship? Nothing. He's a tenant in my place, yeah.
And he's a good friend of yours?
Yes, yes, he is a friend of ours.
Yeah, my name is Jacinti Caldata Francis Vietnam, and since 1965 I become a voter, and I always place my ex next to the cup, and what they are doing today, I can't take it. So I have no more vote to give to PPP anymore. I'm not going to vote anymore no more. If they have to lose by one vote, they're losing it by data.
Oh, Jesus Christ, if cost of living double, I don't know what happened. A pound of sugar is $300 already. Flour, everything gone up. Everything just raising. You gotta get about $40,000 for buy good ration. You gotta get 3 man now. A weekend man, a monthly man, and a
How we gonna do a body man walk right now? You ready? Fuck, so let me go now. Hear me sing now. Body walk, body walk. Body walk, everything, body walk, truck, body walk, body walk, body walk, everything, body. Listen, body jump, body jump, body jump, everything, body jump, body jump, body jump, body jump, everything. Hear me sing, so make body down wearing tight pants.
All right, good night. Welcome to Straight Up. My name is Mark Benschop. All right, look, sometimes these things happen. We start a bit late, just to have you know that, the situation in Guyana, and that's all we got to talk about, the situation in Guyana. It's either the roads, it's either the blackout, or whatever the case may be, and that explains the late start. However, we are here, and we are ready to rock and roll right here on 107.1 FM. So please do share the link as we begin to start our program tonight. No, this is not Maury's show. It is just not Maury's show at all. Focus, guys. Don't. Well, let's focus on haircut and all this. This is sometimes it distracts us from the real issue, guys. I know, haircut or not, it's still me. You know what I mean? So look, this minister, this so-called minister of housing, one of the most controversial ministries in the government, so to speak. Now, let me ask you, this guy going around claiming that he's the father of this so-called minister. These days, you've got to be careful with the pronouns. I may say she may get upset, but this minister, and mind you, that's that minister's sexual preference, and they're entitled to that, if you know what I mean. Now, this is what the headline says in one of the PPP propaganda newspapers, online that is, says, man, well, okay, sorry about that to this installed minister, but they started off with man who posed as housing minister's father charged with fraud. Not 19 fraud charges or whatever, one, maybe two, maybe three, the most. And he was placed on $50,000 bail. Now, I want you guys to take a look. I know we have other things to discuss, right? But take a look at this photograph. Take a look at here too. Take a look at the man on the left, and take a look at the installed minister. Try to be politically correct here, mind you. Take a look at the installed minister. That's the one on the right. Take a look at the man on the left. And I'll ask you this simple question. Do you see a resemblance? Do you see any resemblance? Let's start with the forehead. Then you look at the nose. And then you take a look at the mouthpiece. Then you take a look at the ears. All I want to say is something isn't right here at all. Something isn't right. It's either she is connected to this guy, because this guy is not, the resemblance is there. How many of you guys agree with me? Sorry, this is not Maury's show. We are not DNA experts, but we are not fools. How many of you guys see the resemblance? How many of you see this resemblance? And therefore, there is more to this story. It is just not a coincidence that they look, in my opinion, they look alike. This man is the younger, and by the way, he's 53. According to the police report, he is 53. See, somebody says father and son, but this is 107.1 FM. We're going to keep it real here, but let's get back to the story. Let's get back to the story. I noticed somebody said different. I know whoever is seeing that they look different, well, they probably get kakai. And you know what we mean by that in Guyana. But these guys look alike. The mouth, the lips, the nose, the eyes, as we say in Guyana, the forehead, the ears, every single thing, they look alike. I don't care what you guys say. Some of you who say, nah. There's only one person who says, nah. And it's okay. I don't know. Don't be surprised if more comes out of this story, Do not be surprised at all. The guy on the left is 53. Now, I don't know how old the person is on the right, but he's 53. All right, guys, what else we can talk about? I'm just going solo tonight, but what else can we talk about right here on 107? Sorry about that. 107.1 FM. Yes, don't be my name is Mark Benschop, and welcome to Straight Up. I know. Let's stay focused, guys. Let's stay focused, please. I know it's hard to stay focused. That's okay. We'll keep the joke amongst ourselves, right? Just trying to save $45. I'm not fortunate enough to have 75 or 80,000 acres of land. I'm not fortunate enough to ship gold out of the country and these sort of things. I'm just not this fortunate. I got a nice bicycle, if you a nice bicycle, a nice scooter, and it's okay. It's okay. I worked hard for it, Read between the lines, elections are around the corner, guys. Elections are around the corner. You've got to stay focused. Do not be fooled. I keep saying this to you guys. Do not be fooled at all. Look, some of you celebrated your birthday over the weekend. My good friend, she celebrated her birthday. She's all the way in Florida, man. I don't know how I missed it. I didn't miss it, but I should have called her. Mystical. Yeah. Good night. Good night to you and happy birthday. And anybody else celebrating their birthday, happy birthday. Also, Wayne Caesar, who was off this weekend, his mother was a little under the weather. I don't like to say sick. I don't like to use those terms, but she was a little under the weather. I'm told she's doing much better now. Thank you. Thank you, guys. I'm sure Wayne and Gavin and others, Caesar, that is, they want to say thank you to all of you. So let's go back to our opera. Oh, man, come on. You see, this is why we've got to either fire our operator. We weren't ready for this as yet. We weren't ready for this. We just weren't ready for this thing here. But now that the operator, and thank you so much, Lemon, for putting this on, the Carlton Popo is going to be blocked tonight. Oh, by the way, Bantu, we got to get Bantu King back, right? We've got to get Bantu King. Somebody says that this is Francine Cruz's son. I don't know how true this is, but we see Francine is in the audience. She can say whether this is her son or not. But this thing here, and this is what the PPPC has. They got this cricket. But I want to say more in describing this thing. And it's been a long time coming, a long time. This cricket. His name is some we got to call Sean Anthony Ben to pronounce the name, Wufani or something Blair. And this is the guy who is supposed to be the some supervisor or something for Bamia Primary School that has not been completed. And shame on these vagabonds. So this guy used to be with Guy Oil, got caught up in a telephone conversation begging another man for breakfast at a hotel, begging another man on that phone conversation. He has not denied it, begging another man for breakfast in a hotel. And then we're told that he went over to some other folks. Y'all know who those other folks are, right? To some other folks, begging them to buy this and to buy that. Beggy. And so tonight now, the question is, what's going on with Bamia Primary School? And we have to ask this Paku, because this Paku is supposed to be the foreman. He can't even talk properly, and you guys can see why, right? Supposed to be the foreman for Bamia Primary School, and it cannot be completed, even though Bharat Jogdeo said months ago that the school is 95% or whatever, 90-something percent ready. It's ready to go, and all manner of things he was saying, all manner of things. But I'm not sure any reporter asked these sort of questions to remind this Paku, this crapo here. Well, let me remove this particular picture of this crapo, right? But on a serious note, has anybody asked him what's going on with Bamia Primary School? And why is it going over 3 years now? And that school cannot be completed. Has anybody asked Irfan Ali that? He went up to Linden the other day, pretending that he cared about those people. The only person in Linden who believed him at that time was Jermaine Figueroa, the opposition MP, who seems to be more cuddling up with the PPP. He's the only one probably believed Irfan Ali. Nobody in Linden believed Irfan Ali when he got up there. No one. But yet again, no one is going to ask him, what's going on with the school. But tonight I want to ask the chairman of Region 10. Let me see if anybody knows the chairman, because the chairman seems not to be doing chairman's work these days. But whoever knows the chairman, whatever his name is, these are the things that I want to ask the chairman. Don't depend on the mayor to find out these things. The chairman of Region 10, and also the members of parliament, they seem to have their own agenda. Region 10 has 2 members of parliament, Jermaine Figueroa, and the other one, I don't even know whether he's still with the AFC. I don't know whose side he's on, but we peeping and we understand what he's about. But his name is Devon Sears or something like that. These are the people who should be standing up for Londoners and say to the people, look, this is what is happening. This is what's not happening. And we are going to fight for you guys, all of you guys. You can't depend on the municipality to do that, because the municipality can only do that in Linden. We're talking about Region 10. Region 10 is not Linden. Region 10 includes Kokwani, Ituni, Old England, and lots of other areas. But specifically, the question is, what's happening with Bamia Primary School? Where is the money? And so that is why we were able to put this Paku up here. He talks and he talks. God in heaven knows what he talks. He said, oh, he said, oh, he said, oh, he said, oh. And then when he's done, he goes and he sits down and he eats some black pudding, stuff it in his mouth. That is him. That is him. Look at him. Look at these Pakus. These Pakus do not represent anybody, but the PPP picked them up. Go around the cathedral and pick them up. Maybe that's where he got picked up from. And this is no disrespect to some of the hardworking individuals there at the cathedral. And they know who they are. Shout out to some of them. And you guys, some of you might be customers and so forth. So no disrespect there at all. But this Paku here, this Paku needs to say what is happening with Bamia Primary School before he mouth off about all manner of things. This guy is an embarrassment to everybody in Linden. He does not represent Linden. He doesn't have any constituency. In fact, all he has is probably his dentures. And even his dentures, he probably borrowed from somebody. Enough of that Paku. But before this Paku go, you know what he's going to get tonight? Somebody call this Paku and tell him that he just got this. Even the donkey and all tired of him. So on a more serious note, ask what is happening with Bamia Primary School. Hundreds of young people are deprived of a school. But yet these are the same people who are campaigning in this 2025 elections, and they're campaigning on progress. I heard some of them in Berbice. They're talking about glorious work, progress in Berbice. It's not progress in Berbice. Check out all those Pakus. Take a look at them. Some of them talking about some track record in the US and what they were able to do and all sort of dotishness, right? It's all about them, themselves, what they can rip off of the system, what they can benefit from the system. It is not about Berbice. You know, real Berbicians will tell you. And I heard a young man, he called himself something, he's in New York. Something, but he's from New Amsterdam. He pops out of a car and he said, I want to under my nose, and he's out. And if you guys watch that video, you know who I'm talking about, right? He says that when he was in New Amsterdam, all those roads were built under the coalition government. And that is so true. And this is what the PNC needs to be doing at this time. So the falsehood peddled by these corrupt PPP vagabonds, they need to be put to rest by a strong and competent PR team. So when the PPP talks and the Pakus talk about the roads and what the PPP has done, it's not the PPP, it's the coalition. And the people in New Amsterdam began to breathe again under the coalition. Those roads and all those things, 80 or 90% of those roads were built under the coalition. It's a matter of fact. And all these facts should be presented by the PNC. Strong PR team. But then again, when you tell them that they need a strong PR team, they get vexed. Some of them burn a garlic on Mark. Some of them say, don't worry, we gonna walk on Mark. All kind of thing this, because they don't like to hear the truth and they don't like to work so that they can make themselves better from a PR standpoint. Having said that, we need to move on to some other stuff. So we move away from Father and sorry, Mark. Okay. So that wasn't the photograph, but it is what it is with our operator. But back to this woman. This is the woman in New Amsterdam. Oh, yes. That woman in New Amsterdam. If I tell y'all what she said, if I tell you guys what she said, y'all mightn't believe. Well, I know you guys know that I don't lie to all you. But this is what the woman said.
I want to say congratulations to you and your cabinet and to the region staff. Toodles and hats off to you.
Toodles.
I can tell you about my own experience. I was once a junkie under the APNU. And if I tell you me business, not the people business. All right? And let me tell you, when I was at the hospital as a public relations officer, the music used to play when people go home treatment. Go Gregory. And the minister spoke about that. Now at our New Amsterdam hospital, experience reaching you at your bed. So raise our hands up to the PPPC government.
Y'all know that's a lie, right? Y'all know that's a lie. It's a lie. Right, guys? Leslie Hamilton, all of you, Andrea D., y'all know it's a lie. It's a big fat lie. Whoever this woman is, y'all tell her it's a big fat lie. She said she was a junkie under the coalition. So you tell me, so as soon as the coalition got into office, she became a junkie? That's according to her. She became a junkie. Look, I don't want to get disrespectful to her or anything, but we know that that is a lie. So suddenly she became a junkie under the APNUA. How convenient, right? How convenient that as soon as the APNU AFC got into office, she became a junkie. Rosanna Rodriguez, good night and welcome. This woman is from New Amsterdam, Rosanna. She said that she became a junkie. Rosanna Rodriguez says, big fat lie. Now, you can't stop them, Rodriguez. They tell it like it is. This is a real Rodriguez, mind you, and with connections in New Amsterdam. Big fat lie. How many of you guys know her? And how many of you guys know her as a junkie? She claimed that she was a junkie under the coalition. So everything under the coalition. She was a junkie under the coalition. Some of them get divorced under the coalition. Some of them couldn't make picnic under the coalition. Some of them bumps raised under the coalition. Some of them get hard boiled under the coalition. Some of them thief bingo money under the coalition. Right, Francine? Some of them this. Every single thing they're blaming the coalition, the coalition, the coalition, the coalition. Some of them get Nara under the coalition. Some of them take Bara under the coalition. Every single thing is under the coalition. But after 23 years of misery, right, Garfield? You guys know that. After 23 years of misery under the corrupt PPP regime, Guyana was able to breathe again. I noticed Miss Beard is saying, Mary is saying, she was a junkie long time ago. Now, I don't know the woman, but if she was a junkie and she got better, and I don't call people junkie, mind you, but she says she is a junkie. Somebody said now she is a flunky. If she was a junkie under the coalition, well, now she is a flunky. Let's say good night. Good night. Claudette, how are you doing? Claudette saying the PPP laughing at her, laughing at her. Somebody said she was dismissed from somewhere, I don't know. And now the people from New Amsterdam just sending in information to us. And I know the information is not coming from Carol. Y'all know which Carol, right? Baguette. Okay. So, and that is what we're having. A lot of these people are just basically out for themselves, and they're lying and they're lying and they're lying. And guess who gets the award tonight too? Guess who gets the award tonight? Let's not hesitate. 1, 2. 1, 2. Which one she gets? She gets this one? Should she get the other award, or can we settle for that for her? Because this is what the PPPC is doing, Rosanna. This is what the PPPC is doing. They're picking up these individuals. You know, they get a bond, then they get her. They're rounding these individuals up, and then they're putting them to say these things. And it is not true. There's no progress in Guyana under the PPP regime. It shares stress every single day. Stress. You ask a housewife, you ask a single mother, you ask a single father, you ask a bus conductor, you ask a bus driver, you ask a taxi driver. Every single day in Guyana is stress. So much stress that even some people were supposed to look young. Look how they're looking, all rusty and beat up. It's happening in Guyana. But yet these people will come and tell you that there is progress under my brother.
McAllister, many of you would know me from 2020 on the other side of the aisle. But I can tell you, I have joined forces with my brother and friend.
Look, let me tell you guys this. I like to read body language and facial expression. Take a look. Irfan Ali doesn't buy into what she's saying. You know, Irfan said, look, we're going to use them. And look, Irfan looked like Amjad Khan in the movies, you know, them Indian movies. Y'all know Amjad Khan, right? Amjad Khan was the bad one. Look at that sly look. Sly mangoes Irfan, because Irfan knows that what she's saying there, they got to use it for that purpose. That's it. And she knows what she's saying. Sandra, I never knew her. I knew her as Tandai, but now she's under the PNC and the coalition. She was Tandai McAllister. But under the PPP, something is strange. She's now Sandra. Anyways, y'all listen to Sandra for 1 minute and look at Irfan Ali's facial expression.
McAllister, many of you would know me from 2020 on the other side of the aisle. But I can tell you, I have joined forces with my brother and friend Irfan because I believe in his vision.
I believe in his vision. Sorry about that, guys. I don't want to make myself look like that. But she's saying she believes in his vision. What vision? What vision, Tandai McAllister? Stop the nonsense. What vision? A lot of these people get vexed, their bumps raised, because all of them under the coalition. And you check them out. The bumps raised because them ain't get no position. And when you don't have any position, especially under the coalition, they get vexed and they gone off. You know, she vexed because she ain't get no position. Everybody feel that they should be treated as though they're ministers. All of them want to be minister. They want to have a member of parliament position. From the Bond, all of them Bond bumps raised because he asked to be seated in parliament. He said that. Everybody can be in parliament. The last time Bond was in parliament, as Jack Day would say, guess what? He was outside. He claimed smoking a cigarette in the bathroom or somewhere like that when an important bill was allowed to pass and give the PPP the leeway. He was in parliament, and they believe that they got to go back in parliament, and they believe that if they don't get a position, then all hell will break loose. And that is what's going on with these people. Sorry, I sound like Henry Jeffrey there. That is what's going on with these people. Right? Good night to Dr. Henry Jeffrey. No mockery at him. But at the end of the day, that is what is happening. They feel that in order to serve the country, they've got to be member of parliament, they've got to be a minister, and because they don't get an opportunity to do that, they feel that they were sidelined, and their bums raised, and then they get vexed, and then they walk away. Just like that oldie song, right, Nadia? Walk away from love once again. And so she looked at the APNU AFC, and because her bumps raised, she decided to take Tandai and throw Tandai aside, and she walked over to the PPP, and she's now Sandra. Hi, Sandra. By the way, Sandra is my friend. I just let you guys know that. And this is all politics, and this is telling you the truth. That Sandra is upset because Granger and the APNU, or whoever decided that, what's his name, Ganesh Mahipal was going to be in that Region 3 seat. Ganesh took the seat that Sandra Tandai wanted, and because they gave it to Ganesh, since then Tandai bumps raised. Poor Tandai. But then again, speaking of Ganesh, we don't see Ganesh recently, man. Like, he bumps raised too. Like, Ganesh gone. Where is Ganesh? We don't hardly. I don't know when was the last time I saw Ganesh on any program doing anything, saying anything. Like, he got into hiding now too. What happened with the Region 4 chairman? What's his name? Daniel Seram. Wait, man, like Daniel gone too or what? Speaking of Daniel gone too. You guys might be surprised, right, on some things. But enough said of that. What else we can talk about, guys? But, let's get back to Sandra. And I'm going to ask you guys whether we should give Sandra the award tonight.
Many of you would know me from 2020 on the other side of the aisle. But I can tell you, I have joined forces with my brother and friend, Irfan, because I believe in his vision. A vision which he personally outlined to me. I'm not giving away too many secrets. Which he personally outlined to me, and as a young person, I feel that this is a grand time to be alive in this cooperative republic. I want to end just where the chairman ended, and to encourage you that these elections that are upcoming will determine the future of this country. And so, sorry, H.E., my presentation will get a bit political. So I want to encourage you to stay the course with my friend and brother. You have seen firsthand the development from 2020 to date. Imagine what he...
Forget about her. There's no progress. There's nothing. But did you see that bodyguard took a bottle of water? Forget about what she said. It ain't making sense, but progress and stay the course. An old man, did she say course or curse? Stay the course. Stay the course. You're right. Stay the course. You stay the course. Because y'all going to end up in the opposition. Don't worry. Y'all going to end up in the opposition this elections. But how could that guard, that closeman, go straight, walk up just like that in the midst of a speech, hand Irfan a bottle of water. Irfan give him back the bottle of water, say, no, what's going on? What is that? These people not get class, man. Them chaps not get class. Anyways, forget about Sandra. We give Sandra the award. Sandra deserves an award. She gets a small award tonight. And where's the award? Come on, what's our operator name again? Lemon? Yeah, give her the award. Give Sandra, also known as Tandai McAllister, the award. I hope her uncle James McAllister doesn't get vexed with me, James McAllister, good night, how are you? But this is for Tandai McAllister. Tandai changed her skin from Tandai, and now she's Sandra. Stay, Sandra. Good night again to all of you. I want to go to the United Nations. Walk me through the United Nations. Let's go straight to the United Nations, and I'll tell you guys what's happening there. At the United Nations, Caroline Rodriguez. Caroline Rodriguez is the UN, Guyana UN representative. You know, looks a bit different now from when I know her. People age. Yep, I've aged too. Look at me now, by right. People age. People age. Look, the guy in the middle. That guy, Hack. Not the lawyer with the glasses there, and you know. But look at Hack. They are there at the United Nations to represent persons of African descent. Now, I'll tell you guys who the guy in the middle is. Of course, he is the DPP's husband. And he is also the head of, he's the chairman of the ERC, the MT, whatever, was it? Ethnic Relations Commission. He is the chairman of the Ethnic Relations Commission. I repeat, he is the chairman of the Ethnic Relations Commission. It is the same ERC that has been going after individuals. When they say something on social media, they're like a set of crapos going into people's inbox and messaging them and telling them crap about ERC is against this. I'm glad that you guys put them in their place. Anytime they come with you to you guys with nonsense, cuss them out, chase them, tell them go to hell. Because the ERC under the corrupt PPP regime is a waste of time. So now let me ask you guys this here. What can this guy go to talk about situation of African Guyanese? Now tell me, where is the insult? What about Caroline Rodriguez? To sit at a forum to talk about African Guyanese? Forget about that one guy who is a Minister of Labor, the planting chips man, Joseph Hamilton, is saying that African Guyanese are way better today than they have ever been. What an insult to persons of African descent. What an insult, my friends. Oh, yes, they're better off today. That's according to him. Oh, yes, they are better off today, right? Look at all the things that are happening to Guyanese. But we are specifically going to highlight what has happened and what's continuing to be the case with the ill treatment of Guyanese of African descent. The evidence is glaring. It is there. And this is what they call progress of African Guyanese under the corrupt PPP regime, under the racist PPP regime, who could not find anyone else other than Haq, the head of the Central Islamic Organization of Guyana, to go and represent Black people, African Guyanese. And now the ERC may want to say, oh, why is Benschop saying this? This is not nice, but this is not fair. What could they send a Christian? Would this guy Haq, who is a senior operative of the Central Islamic Organization of Guyana, would he feel comfortable if a Hindu go to represent Muslims at a forum? No, they're going to object to that. And rightly so. Would he feel comfortable if a Christian or a Hindu go to represent Muslims? No, he is not going to feel comfortable, and rightly so. Would he feel comfortable if, and I ask this question again, would he feel comfortable if I, Mark Anthony Benschop, go to represent East Indian of Guyanese descent, Guyanese of East Indian descent, all the way in India? Well, maybe I'll make a proper, better representation than a lot of Indians. Maybe I'll make a very good representation. But a lot of Indians wouldn't feel comfortable. They might say, well, Benschop on Katahar, or Benschop can represent Indian people. Would them send Benschop there far? Till India? Let Benschop go Africa, go represent them people there, right? And maybe rightly so, because if you send me to India to represent East Indian, Guyanese of East Indian descent, it wouldn't be right. It wouldn't. You send me there, I can sing 2 songs, I can whatever, and all kind of thing, and talk about the culture here. But it wouldn't be right. And that is why I'm saying tonight, again, the corrupt PPP regime, whoever made this decision, what could hack talk about Guyanese of African descent? What could he say? What does he know? Can somebody tell me? What does he know? What can he say? What does Carlene Rodriguez know? What can she say? And that is the problem we have in Guyana. But when you point these problems out, they get vexed. They just want to make it look as though it's a multiracial. So no, all 3 of them sitting there should have been persons of African descent. Decent person. I'm not talking about Lick-Lip, because Lick-Lip can't represent persons of African descent. Look at who they sent. Look at who they sent. All they do at ERC is target mainly persons of African descent. And the second is that they target members of the opposition. And they do not want you to say anything against the corrupt PPP regime. And this is where organization comes in. If these folks at Ipadaji would have been able to organize at least 200 or 300 persons of African descent in front of the United Nations to draw attention of the plight of African Guyanese in Guyana, about 200-300. They got a lot of them. Lots of them. Some of them come out when critics go to Brooklyn, they come out. Go in front of the United Nations. Take some people out there. Take some people there. Take them there in front of the United Nations today. That is what should have happened. That is why it's called organized and organized and organized and organized. That is what it is all about. If you don't organize, if you don't do these sort of things, then these pakus are going to continue to insult persons of African descent. I notice Andrea is saying Rohan. I don't know who's Rohan. Is there a Rohan in the audience? Is there a Rohan? Who is Rohan? Okay, there is a Rohan. Rohan Basandram. Okay, Rohan Basandram is talking about Kwamisha. Kwamisha, by the way, is Kwame. Hi, Kwame. Hey, guys. What else it is that we can talk about? What else? So at the United Nations, to present the plight of African Guyanese, they had some folks there represented, and this is fair. This is fair. You got well, there are 2 persons, doctor, the lady seated next to Vincent Alexander, who's with a long sleeve short jack. I think that's what it is, a short jack. And they did a great job in their presentation. A fantastic job, ma'am. They did a great job. But I would like to say shame on the PPP regime for sending these folks to represent persons of African descent. Now, I don't know if the head of the CIOG, Hack, I don't know if Hack was questioned at the airport or not. I don't know. But maybe he can say whether he was questioned or not. Just the other day, Roshan Khan was questioned. He lied about what they questioned him about. And, you know, they got to make it look as though it is something else. But you don't get pulled over and questioned for about half hour and your phone run through and all these sorts of things and think that it is, oh, it's nothing. They just gaffed with him. Oh, they just wanted to know. Lies, 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 lies. All right. Again, good night and welcome if you're now joining us. My name is Mark Benschop and welcome to Straight Up on 107.1 FM. What else is happening? We can talk about GECOM. Look at Claudette Singh. Look at my friend. Claudette is almost, she's 80 something. Can you believe it? Can you believe Claudette is 80 something? She's still rolling. She's still rolling. But she's got to be truthful. She's not being truthful to herself at all. She is helping to destroy the country. She's helping to destroy democracy. She's helping to destroy free and fair elections. Come on, Claudette. Claudette Singh, there is a God that's watching. There's a God, and you know when God says enough is enough, then enough is enough. And Claudette, be careful. You don't want God to say, Claudette, enough. And so this guy, De Silva, is the one who's saying enough. He has had enough. And De Silva has been nice with them. But they don't like the card that De Silva is playing now. They don't like the card. They don't want people to play the right card. They want people to keep pulling out either the jackass of the pack or the joker. That is all they want, people to play along with them. And Claudette Singh has been playing the joker of the pack for a long time now. And it has got to stop, Claudette Singh. Every single time the PPP commissioners, they sneeze, Claudette take a tissue and wipes it up. Every single time. That is what she does. And so this guy, De Silva, has had enough. De Silva insists now, this is according to News Source article with Gordon Mosley, saying here, De Silva insists GECOM was aware of all legal filings, threatens legal action against the chairman and the CEO over falsehoods. In other words, what this lawyer, now former lawyer of GECOM, is saying, that every single thing, GECOM knew what was happening. But what transpired in court that embarrassed GECOM, embarrassed Claudette Singh, embarrassed all of them, they have decided that no, that the legal officer is not playing ball. And so I wouldn't be surprised if the order came from Jagdeo and Irfan to get rid of this guy, De Silva. That, in my opinion, again I say, in my opinion, that is exactly what transpired. And whatever the Jagdeo says, Irfan Ali has to agree, of course, but whatever Jagdeo says that needs to be done at GECOM, Claudette Singh has to abide by that. Claudette Singh is merely a puppet of Bara Jagdeo and Irfan Ali. A puppet. She's not an independent chairperson of GECOM. She is very unfair. And I'm glad that De Silva is exposing them. So tonight I say congratulations to De Silva. Whoever this guy is, I think he may have said a couple of things in the past that, okay, De Silva. But I believe De Silva. De Silva is speaking the truth. Frank Rice, let's stay focused. De Silva is speaking the truth. That is what's going on here. And so they do not like when you speak the truth. You know, sometimes I wish they can get just a handful of people in front of GECOM every Tuesday, which doesn't serve much of a purpose. And this is not to be disrespectful at all. This is not to be disrespectful. Anthony, whoever you are, we do not use the C word here on 107.1 FM platform. We do not use the C word here at all. And you know, when I say C word, what I mean in describing our Guyanese of East Indian descent. Please do not use the C word. Thank you. The C word, the only C word you can use is Claudette tonight. Claudette. The other C word, no to that. Because we have a lot of East Indian brothers and sisters who are fed up of the PPPC. They are fed up of Jack Deere. They are fed up of Irfan Ali. And we've got to respect and embrace everyone. We cannot call people the C word at all. Not on this platform. Thank you. And so back to Claudette. Begins with a C. L-A-U-D-E-T-T. Claudette. Now, Claudette, I don't know what's happening, but the Bible speaks of people sell their soul for maybe 40 pieces, maybe 40 pieces, maybe. And that's what's happening. And that is why these folks in front of GECOM, they got to up the pressure, up the ante on the corrupt PPP regime. Because you can talk all you want talk, but if y'all don't fix GECOM right, it's already fixed. The election's already fixed to give the PPP at least 3 to 4 or 5 seats. That is what they're aiming for. If y'all don't pay attention, tell the opposition guys them. Every day they lock away in the office, but negotiation. Locked away in the offices, negotiation. Head to the streets and negotiate in the streets. Negotiation, who must get this, who must get 60, who must get 40, who must, holy smoke, man. Meanwhile, the corruption is at GECOM. Corruption upon corruption upon corruption at GECOM. Every single day we're seeing it at GECOM. I don't know, but Guyana is in big trouble. Over the weekend, Irfan Ali and Jugdeo and those vagabonds went to New Amsterdam. Guess what? They went to New Amsterdam. They went to Skelden. They went all over, Irfan and them, lying to the people in Berbice, lying to the people in Blackbush Polder. They must swar the people, attempt to swar the people there. They paid people to go at these meetings. And those people who are getting the bulk of the contracts are not influential people there. People not like them. Look at the one girl, Indra, or whatever she named her, Indira, whatever. She walk up to a big strapping man from Kildonan and ring a slap in it. Because suddenly these Pakus think that they're powerful. They're big, bad, and powerful. Walk up to the man and slap the man. Me can slap him. What you can do me? And then they lock the man up. And then when they saw the evidence, that she walked up and slapped the man up, and the man defended back himself. Well, he defended back himself. But they lied to the guy, and the police locked the guy up. And the point that I'm making is that these Pakus, some of them couldn't even get on piece of roti or on puri or black pudding. Well, probably not black pudding. And suddenly they sorry about that, guys. Suddenly they are powerful people. They want to walk Barbies. They walk into communities. They want to talk to people anyhow. But I know the people set in fire elections time. Y'all will have a rude awakening elections time. You think they're going to vote for PPP? You think they like what I do? I abuse, I insult the people? All because of contracts I get? A bill 1 and 2 nasty roads that break up back 2 days, 3 days after? No. The people in Barbies don't like IO. They get some of them in New Amsterdam. Hi, Barbara. Hi, Carol. Hello, Carol. I'm depending on you. Y'all think them people like y'all in Barbies? Y'all will have a rude awakening. That is why, again, I say the opposition got to get their acts together. Sorry I'm saying it like that, but they've got to get their act together, guys. They got to. They got to get their act together. What else we can talk about before we go this evening on 107.1 FM? The PPP scared. They're scared in all over they go. All over they go. I'm sure they pay this lady because according to information, mind you, according to information, she was let go. You know, people don't want to set fire, right? She was allegedly dismissed from wherever it is for stealing. Allegedly, mind you. I'm not saying that that's the case, but she could say whether she was dismissed or whether she walked away or whatever. And then suddenly in an NGO and the PPP now putting little money in the NGO, and they get in through Barbara and through Carol and all those names, all those first names, right? Right? And guess what your name? She is known as Front Page. Everybody in New Amsterdam know her as Front Page. Front Page. At Comforting Hearts. Front Page from Comforting Hearts, where she allegedly ran into a lot of problems at Comforting Hearts. And anyway, more of that sometime soon. But hey, guess what? It's that time. 9 minutes after 10 o'clock. Even though I started 10 minutes late, I'll give you guys 2 minutes more. What Abi D'Souza wants to talk about. Forget about bingo and these sort of things. We're not into bingo tonight. Chisel Chiprepper. So Abi is saying, let's talk about the coconut. Oh, the account in China. You know, the media, the folks in Guyana are not asking Jack Deere about that account in China. They're not asking about that at all. They're not asking that at all. I don't know what's happening, guys, but I am preparing to head out of here. I'll be back tomorrow, same place, same time, right here on 107.1 FM. I noticed Osbert Austin is saying the PR issue. Osbert Austin, good night to you, sir, wants us to talk about the PR issue. Fair enough. Elroy Bob is laughing at Front Page. That's her name, Front Page. Imagine a woman named Front Page by. Well, we can see why she named Front Page. Front Page. Shame on Front Page and them. Shame on them. And Osbert Austin is, he wants us to talk about the PR. I'm going to say this about the opposition. Get your PR together. Get your PR functioning. Get your PR straight. Get whoever your campaign manager is. These are things, this is an elections year. You've got to do it. And I hope they improve in their PR. They need a lot of work in that PR. It sucks. It sucks, guys. And whoever the campaign manager is, I hope it's somebody that is competent, that can get the job done. Take a little hint. My name is Mark Anthony Benschop. I'll be back tomorrow, same place, same time, right here on 107.1 FM. Thank you all for your presence here tonight. Thank you so much for your exchanges. Just thank you. Thank you all for your prayers as well. For Wayne Caesar's mom, Gavin Caesar's mom, you know, some Paku that is close to Aubrey. Paku said that Gavin Caesar is I'm his adopted father. How these Pakus could be so disrespectful. That bald-headed Paku. But y'all know who she is, right? Bald-headed. Y'all think it's me alone, your bald head? Anyways, I'm out of here. See you guys tomorrow. Same place, same time. Have a great rest of the night. God bless you. And let's keep hope alive.
I can't take it no more. I can't take it no more. Can't take it no more. Imagine 18 hours of blackout and you're telling people progress. Cost of living gone up 100%, yet you give public servant less. Mr. President, listen to the people. Search your soul and you will confess. I want you try surviving on the public face, then you're gonna know but stress. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup, look how evil set up. The people fed up. They don't drive no fair with the citizen. They may want the people speak out. Freedom of speech done gone inside the gutter. Knock off when you open your mouth. Discrimination in entertainment. And you're talking about one Guyana. When the Ministry of Culture keep the big shows, one set of girls and banner. Cause I done fed up, you done fed up, he done fed up, she done fed up, we done fed up, the people fed up. You're hiding corruption inside the cup. Look
there and fabricate that. Unless you say who the person is, I can't comment on anonymous people.
Okay, well, let's talk about specific individuals. What is your relationship with Mr. Su Jurong?
Su? Oh, Su?
Yeah, my name is Jacinty Caldata Francis Vietnam, and since 1965 I become a voter, and I always place my X next to the cup, and what they are doing today, I can't take it. So I have no more vote to give to PPP anymore. I'm not going to vote anymore no more. If they have to lose by one vote, they're losing it by data.
You could probably, on the maritime area, give Venezuela a channel out to the sea. So you
Yeah, my name is Jacinty Caldata Francis Vietnam, and since 1965 I become a voter, and I always place my X next to the cup, and what they are doing today, I can't take it. So I have no more vote to give to PPP anymore. I'm not going to vote anymore no more. If they have to lose by one vote, they're losing it by data.
Do a body man walk right now. You ready? Boxer, let me go now. Hear me sing now. Body walk, body walk, body walk, everything. Body walk, truck, body walk, body walk, body walk, everything. Body. Listen.